What's up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all? Once again, hello, we are back. I am your friend, I am your host, I am your buddy, Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And today you've been watching a bunch of videos we've been streaming here live in honor of Two Gun Pixie being on YouTube for a year. And we just finished if you were watching, and if not, go back and check it out. The last two videos, an unboxing of Escape from Dulce, which was really fun, but it was more for us than anything else, since this is all basically test products. This is not the final products, but we were still so excited we wanted to do an unboxing. But after that, we just did a playthrough. Yes. We just did ourselves a live playthrough of this game, and now we're ready to give you our first impressions, because first impressions means a lot. There are games that have been destroyed because people don't want to play them after the first time, yet they're really good if you get to play them. This falls into the category of, let's talk about it. All right, so this was our first game. Everything was new to us right out of the box.
Yes. Yeah.
So what was your initial thought of the game overall?
The only word that comes to mind is wow. Just all across the board, from the three-dimensional components to the level of detail that went into a lot of the cards and the spaces on the board themselves. We've stressed in all the other videos we've talked about this game so far that it's prototype. It's going on Kickstarter soon. Like, for a prototype that's technically not even able to be funded yet. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The shapes of the card. Like, I expected, they're just generic printouts of characters, and maybe you got to use your own dice and kind of do the calculus to figure it out. No, there's sliders for the different. Let me get this over here. There's these great little sliders to keep track of your health and of your experience down on the bottom, your levels, your armor.
And even the sliders aren't the final
and
version.
the sliders aren't even the final version. There are full-blown games that are like, here, use these trackers to keep track of stuff. Oh yeah, they're gonna fall off your game boards in half a second. So good luck trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, this stays on there. It's perfect. Even like the dice for specific dice, they put stickers on there to keep track, which is fantastic. The final ones I know will be engraved, but that's even great. The amount of just cards and little chips and icons and things, like, I just. And like, even then, with all these components, like, I've seen games that have just as many, if not lesser, components, and they're super complicated. This game was shockingly easy to get, shockingly easy to pick up, shockingly easy to just kind of figure out.
I thought it kind of flowed once we got a hold of the rules wrapped around our head.
Yeah. And it's not like the rules are they don't really weigh you down. It's like, okay, it kind of, the progression does make a lot of sense.
Now, as far as you were pointing out that, yes, these are not the final components. These are not what's going to be in the store. This is not what the Kickstarter backers are going to get.
Correct.
This is simply for reviewers.
Yep.
But even so, you were commenting, Alex, about the quality.
Yeah, I mean, this is the final product is supposed to be a little thicker and a little bit more sturdy than what this is. And I mean, these are better than most games with multi-leveled scenery that I've seen. So, I mean, it's great. It's not wobbly, and this doesn't bend all over the place like cheap,
Doesn't warp.
paperboard. Yeah. So, I mean, the components are great. Graphic design is great on the cards. All the art is very polished. I mean,
okay, now I would love to talk about the components too, especially the 3D board, right? Because this is part of the selling point. Let's be honest here. This is part of the selling point of the game, but just because this is cool, and trust me, this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Right? This is only half of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could sit here talking about these non-final products right now, but I definitely would love to. These are double-sided, by the way, A side and B side, as Ryan called them, the LPs.
Yeah, like backwards.
But the game itself.
The game itself, yeah, like I was saying earlier, it was really, really simple to just dive in. The level of detail that went into the theming of it, and the theming ties in directly into the way the game is played too. Because the whole idea is that with the Dulce base, it was carved out into this mesa, and they eventually had you start out in the catacomb area, and the reason for that, they kind of give these reasons for it. The reason for that is because the lizard men are living there, and the aliens and the lizard men we're fighting each other. So you start out there because that hasn't been dug out yet, so it's not an actual part of the base. You have to work your way to even get to the finished part of the base. So thematically, it's fantastic with the way that the characters are. They have stories for every character. They have stories for all of the we didn't even get to for the allies. They have stories for the commanders. Like everyone has an important role to play, and all the extra information is in the rule book. You can read it if you want to add to that level, which I really liked. I read through it earlier this week, and I was like, after having read it, I was even more excited to play it, knowing that how all this was going to fit together and see how everything kind of plays off of each other.
Even the rules have not been completely finalized.
Right.
How did you feel that the rules flowed during gameplay itself?
Once we got them down, it flowed really well. It was very smooth. I mean, I thought we were just kind of powering through it. It's really straightforward. It's, who's next, roll for them, resolve the roll, and keep going. So
that's one of the main purposes for this sideboard over here.
Yeah, and it makes it really clear and easy to follow. So you do it in the same order that every turn, and you do it right, and you don't miss anything.
And a lot of the villains that we're fighting, the monsters, they have their own AI, and it's not always exactly the same.
No, and they actually have different attacks too, which goes with the AI, because there's the melee attacks and the ranged attacks. So not only may they be rolling different dice if they succeed, but there's also different ranges, which combine with the different
that hurt you. That hurt you during the game.
Running in first, you're going to be meleeed.
So the game system is basically a series of challenges that you have to roll against.
Yeah.
And you're facing the encounter cards, and that's where you're getting your flavor text. And before we had our total party kill.
And that was an unfortunate.
I'm saying we just because of the conversation we had before we started shooting, but I think we all really kind of liked the way these little mini encounter stories were flowing. There wasn't a lot of connection between the two because they're random,
right?
But I think they're generic enough in the whole ufology urban myth story that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it all fit, even everything that we were talking about, there was a thing that came up at an old lab, and it's like, with knowing the theming of this was a partial construction job, it makes sense, I could totally see there being an old decrepit lab here. There was something about poison spikes, sure, there'd be poison spikes, maybe the lizard men set a trap for the aliens. We ended up finding a cryo tube at one point. Completely makes sense because again, partial construction job. So thematically, it's like it knows that you're only going to be using the level 1 cards in here. So maybe they added in they made cards that were specific, general enough but specific enough where it works on the level that you're working.
And that's how it advances. When we get to another level, then the cards would shift. It would probably be a 2 and 3 deck.
It would be. Once we get to the 5th level, which is the first level on the tower, we swap this out for the level 3 deck.
And hopefully by then we've gotten enough experience to gain abilities and to gain better weapons, because the challenges are going to get tougher. And boy, do they get tougher.
Oh man, yeah. And we didn't even get through the first deck.
We didn't fight one of the bosses.
Yeah.
We're supposed to fight a boss every time we move to the next level. We didn't even get there.
Because we went on this side mission, so to speak. The game doesn't have side mission cards, but we knew we had to get here, and we were in here. We were like, let's check here first. And this was the kill room.
This was the kill room.
We should have just gone straight for the computer.
Well, we would have died in the computer room.
We may have died in the computer room.
It would have been the same encounter.
Oh, he has a point. We would have had to fight 5 aliens and 5 lizard men with the computer, where we then had a clear objective.
Yeah, but then couldn't we have activated the computer and then all just ran and gone through the portal?
Yeah, but then they would have followed us.
Oh shit!
And so we would have been, not only would we have the 5 guys chasing us, we would be fighting the boss with whatever minions he spawns. So we'd be in a flanking spot. We
were dead anyway.
We would have died no matter what. It's just a matter of was a boss going to spawn.
But I had a lot of fun.
I did.
This game was a lot of fun to sit down and play. Now this really isn't new. I've seen similar kind of styles to this, but I really, really love the way the sideboard works. I love the way it keeps track of everything. Everything from the bosses and stuff that you're going to be fighting, the specific monster types, keeping them in order, using the little chits, so if they're active or if they're stunned, That was great. I loved that aspect of the game. Honestly, a lot of this game didn't feel new to me.
No, I agree.
You know, the story cards with the encounters, leveling up, none of that felt new to me or different.
Right.
No.
But it was fun as heck.
Yeah, and it was well done. I think keeping combat as simple as they did, I mean, it makes it flow really well and really easily, so you pick it up fast. It's not like, I mean, combat takes a while to resolve as is, and it's
combat. It really always will.
I mean, it's simple, but it's not boring. Like,
Right.
I played games where the combat is fairly simple. It is just like this. Like, it's just contested rolls.
right.
But it feels like it just takes forever.
Yeah,
And
and
it
this
just draws
and
everything out.
this doesn't.
No.
which is what I think is great about it.
Yeah.
The combats really flew pretty fast.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're not just saying that. Go back to the playthrough video and watch. It starts off a little slow because this is literally an unboxed first game experience.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you take that off the table, no pun intended, what you're looking at is we went through the combat really fast.
Yeah.
It was quick. So the character cards are great. We should have mentioned that when we were talking about the components earlier. I love the way it's set up, easy to follow. I kind of wish that they used the battleship style little plug holes because I really dig that. And I'm seeing a little bit of it again. But not enough. But still, the slider thing works. That works fine. These instead of the miniatures because you're going to get miniatures. Oh, you have some pictures.
I do have some pictures. I'll bring up the pictures. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
Alex is going to bring up some pictures because you are not going to get these with the game. This does not come with it. This was just because the miniatures have not been completed yet. Now, they have some test ones that are done, and Alex is going to show you some pictures. And these aren't special pictures. Alex is getting them, I believe, from the Facebook page for Sentient Cow. So these are all public pictures that we're going to be showing you off. But I just wanted to give you an idea that instead of seeing something like that, or the man in black like that you are going to get actual miniatures.
So for like the Smith family, these are the renders, but they're pretty amazing. It's the tentacles have texture to them. You can see how the family is stitched together on the mini. There's little stitches on both the front and the back between the husband and wife. It's just awesome. It's beautiful.
It really is. For a company out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For a first game company, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen miniatures from bigger name companies that don't look nearly as good as what Sentient Cow is bringing with this. So don't judge the game and everything. We've been saying this 1,000 times. I know you probably think we're a broken record, but none of this is... Boo! A little bit of a glitch again. Sorry about that. So so this is not the final product. We just wanted to make sure that we said that. We can't say that enough. But for having the game to be set down in front of us and to get a chance to play the game, and we're gonna play this game up a few more times over the next few weeks to be able to give a full product review. Pardon me. So this way you know how it feels when you're playing the campaign. By the end of the game, are you gonna feel like it was worth it or not? So that review is going to be coming up, but we really felt like we wanted to give you guys a first impression. Whoa! Again. Wow, this is an equate for something going on. So anyway, what was I? I was wrapping up with my... Okay, so overall, this game thematically is on the money. This is a really, really thematically fun game. Not deep in the sense, because it's all fun. It's lighthearted. The theme fits for it. The mechanics for combat and everything are a little bit different than I've played really before, and it worked very smooth, so I was very happy with that. The overall cards, I think, and encounters are okay. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It just didn't blow me away. There wasn't anything super spectacular about it, but it works. It's good, and it's fun, and I like it. I really do. So overall, this game I definitely think is worth it. I can't wait for the Kickstarter of this.
Yeah.
This game, I think, needs to be played by more people. So what do you guys think?
I mean, I love it. I think it's a kind of lighter dungeon crawler. It's how I would describe the game. It's a dungeon crawler that isn't, like, super complex. And that's a good thing. I think it definitely has a place. I kind of compare it to... Where is it on your shelf?
I've
here?
reshelved everything.
I know it's.
You gotta
I
get
used
used
be
to
like
what's the category?
Genre.
Yeah, what's the category?
medieval.
Medieval's below me, behind
It
me.
might be.
You can't see that because I'm blocking it. Oop. Table quake. There's a lot of quakes around here. So medieval is down here.
Yep.
Is that what you're looking for?
No, Descent.
Descent. You're looking for fantasy.
fantasy, yeah.
It's, yeah.
Yes,
Descent. It's like a game like Descent, but simpler.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, like you said, dungeon delve. But it's not overly simple. It's not kitty at all.
Yeah.
No.
No, but it's goofy enough where it's like it kind of keeps some lightheartedness to it, but keeping some serious components because like you do have a soldier person, you have this doctor person, but then you have the tentacle family and the cow,
and you have the advancement, which
Yeah.
I mean, this is all the advancement is per mission.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, unless I'm crazy here, but per mission. So each playthrough you get to build and develop a character, right? You get to improve them. You get to, there's more immediate gratification than having to, with Descent, you don't improve halfway through. You get through and then you improve between missions.
It's improve as you go. And actually, one of the things about that, you were talking about building characters and everything. One of the things that I like about games is that when there's a player limit, like this is supposed to be plays 1 to 5, and they include I think something like 8 or 9 characters. I think it's 8 characters.
Yeah.
I like the fact that there's always like when there's games that have more characters than they do with maximum players, because then you really have a lot of freedom to mix and match. Instead of it's a 5-player game, here's 5 characters you can play with. You can play with the same 5 people.
Yeah, it's always annoyed me too.
Yeah, so when there's excuse me. When there's more options than there are maximum players, I always like that because you can always get a different team, and also the number of encounter cards, you're always going to have a new experience every time too.
Yeah.
And the replayability of just seeing how a new character card plays.
Yeah, exactly.
So it definitely adds to that. Excellent point. I totally agree with that.
Another thing I noticed when we were looking at these cards is that we actually played this probably the hardest version because we played it with 3 players, and on these encounter cards. There's the number of enemies that spawn. If there's 2 players, 3 to 4 or 5. So we were fighting as many monsters as a 4-player game would have.
Oh, I
good
see.
point.
So if we had a 4, I see.
Because in that last battle, it would have been 4 of us versus
of us
the
going
5
5,
lizardmen
yeah.
instead of 3 of us versus the
Okay.
the 3 visitors from. Remember V, the TV show? Never mind. All right, that's how old I am.
They remade it.
I know. And
It wasn't.
All right. So overall, what I'm hearing is this table really loved this game.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So that's the game. Escape from Dulce. This is Secret Unknown Stuff. Escape from Dulce. This was the 20-sided shot first impression right after our playthrough. Go check out the playthrough. And check them out on Kickstarter. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter. Sentient Cow. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. This is Ryan. This is Alex. And we are...